Hello and welcome to RCV, or Release Controlled Validation, an ITIL capability course. My name is Dr. Suzanne Van Hove and I will be your instructor. This course dives into the practical side of the service transition processes and activities. It's going to build on some of the general principles that we discussed in the foundation course. If you've taken service transition, you'll see some of the repeating, or we'll repeat some of those same concepts. But this course is truly around the activities, really getting to understand from a practitioner perspective what these processes do and how do they interrelate. So we're going to look at the processes for RCV, again, from that practical perspective. Those processes include, this is a heavy-duty course, so we've got change, release and deployment, config, service validation and testing, knowledge, request fulfillment, which we know comes out of the service operation volume, but we also know that the service request is a form of a standard change, so it's appropriate to include it here. And then the last one, which is change evaluation. The objectives of this course, well, the competencies that you'll gain from participating in this course, understanding a little bit further the service management practices, basic concepts, how they relate across the service lifecycle, as well as the core principles, purpose, and objectives of the service transition lifecycle phase. We'll look at the importance of RCV while providing services. We'll look at all of the processes in RCV and how they interact with other service lifecycle processes. We'll look at the processes, activities, methods, and functions that are used in the RCV capability. And we'll also look at the RCV processes, activities, and functions and how they can be used to achieve operational excellence. We'll also look at some of the critical success factors, KPIs, measures, and metrics. Some additional objectives. We've got quite a long list here, so bear with me. We'll look at the interaction of security to RCV, technology and implementation considerations, and then specifically for each of the processes, how important is change management? It's invaluable. From what I've seen in my consultancy career and listening to folks as I deliver courses, I find, and I think many of my colleagues will find the same, is that change management rarely is implemented as fully as it's described in the best practice. So we're going to look at that full side of implementation. We'll look at service validation and testing and how that process assures integrity and quality of service. We'll look at config, service asset and configuration management, and how it's being used to either monitor the state of service transition, provide information on the efficacy and relationships of known configuration items. We'll look at knowledge management as a part of enhancing decision-making and service delivery quality and capability. We know that a key concept within knowledge management is that SKMS. You're very familiar with that concept from your foundation course. Request fulfillment, change evaluation, processes that are committed to service level performance, request fulfillment, fulfilling that standard request for a commodity item, access to services, maybe a standard service that we can deliver without formal change management. Change evaluation, enhancing the decision making of change management by looking at risk and the residual nature of risk from our design capabilities. We'll look at the roles and responsibilities of all the RCV processes. Again, technology and the implementation considerations, and then the challenges, critical success factors, and risks associated with RCV. So this is a very, very robust course. In a 5-day delivery from a live perspective, you are busy for 5 days. So sit back, buckle in, and get ready for a great deal of information and a lot of activity associated as you go through these various modules. Prerequisites. Well, obviously it's an intermediate, so we need that ITIL Foundation certificate. It can be achieved either through the 2007 or 2011 foundation course, or if you have a long history within service management, within ITIL specifically, and you have that V2 foundation class and you were fortunate enough to complete the bridge certificate that was available right around the time that 2007 was released, you're eligible to take this course and sit the exam. Now here's the kicker. We strongly recommend that you own the service transition volume at the minimum. We also strongly recommend not only that you own it, you open it up and read it. So the syllabus actually recommends 12 hours of personal study prior to the attendance of a capability course. So make sure that you've gone through, reviewed, read, especially service transition and the appropriate parts within service operation, which of course would be request fulfillment. Additionally, the syllabus states that you should have 2 to 4 years of experience, practical experience in service management. Before we go any further, we have to go through the legal issues and aspects here. So we have a set of registered trademark and copyright statements, and because of legal issues, I have to read them word for word, so bear with me and then we'll continue forward. Please note that all graphics and charts seen in this video are the property of Axelos Limited. ITIL is a registered trademark of Axelos Limited. The IT Infrastructure Library is a registered trademark of Axelos Limited. The swirl logo is a trademark of Axelos Limited. And finally, Axelos is a registered trademark of Axelos Limited. So let's get back to what we're actually going to accomplish here. The order of topics that we're going to be looking at, immediately following this video, we're going to look at the exam itself. So just kind of give you some logistics and some quick hints and tips about how that exam is delivered and also how about you can go and order that exam, etc. We'll look then at service management as a practice. I want to level set. So everybody that's viewing this, we're all starting from the same page, that we have those common definitions for service management ingrained. It should be a review from your foundation class. In that module, we're also going to be looking at some very specific information around service transition, which is required knowledge, so don't skip that module. Then we'll go ahead and we'll just go down the list of the processes that we need to discuss. Config, change, request fulfillment, release and deployment, and that's a biggie, service validation and testing, change evaluation, knowledge management, and then we'll conclude this course with a discussion around technology needs, not only for service management, but also within RCV. So we have a very robust course. We know that this course is a capability course, and as you look at the curriculum path, we've all been through the foundation course. If we're trying to achieve the ITIL Expert, we have 2 mandatory courses. One, of course, is Foundation. The other is MALC, Managing Across the Life Cycle. To achieve Expert, we have to have 22 credits. MALC and Foundation provide 7. So we need another 15 within that intermediate capability and life cycle core. So we can do them in any combination. It is recommended that you don't do, for example, service transition and RCV, but they're not stopping it because of the information similarities. ITIL Master, if you're interested in ITIL Master, I encourage you to go to the official website for ITIL, which is www.itil-officialsite.com, and get some more information from that. That is a direct course delivered by an examination institute, and I'll leave you to getting some more of those details. There's a number of things that you can download. First of all, the student guide. This is the slide deck so that you can follow along and take notes. There is an exercise guide. We have multiple exercises that we're going to be assigning. Within that exercise guide, we also have provided suggested solutions. Now, mind you, there's always going to be more than one solution, so take them with a grain of salt. There's also a training plan. The all-important sample exam papers. There are 2 sample exams. Make sure that you download both of them. We'll be assigning questions at the end of modules as we go through this entire course. The Axelos course syllabus is available. Within the Axelos course syllabus, there is a very extensive word list. It's near the back. I encourage you to go to the official website one more time if you haven't done it already, www.itil-officialsite.com. On the left-hand side of the home page, there is a link for glossaries. Read through the IP legalese, agree to it, and then make sure you download the 2011 glossary in the language of your choice. Do not download the 2007 glossaries. They are still available. There are some significant changes. Make sure you grab the right one. And then the last piece of information that you can download, again, is around the exam and exam information. Okay, so that's the administrative side. I'm excited about this course. I hope you are too, and I look forward to seeing you in the next module.